Hello, my name is Pat with Polyflow Concrete Lifting. Today's question is, what is the difference between mudjacking or slabjacking and polyurethane foam lifting? Well, the biggest difference is that there are benefits to both in certain situations. So in the beginning of my career, we did a lot of mudjacking, a lot of it. That was the main system that we used. And then we went to foam lifting. And so I got to see both in extreme ways. So we lifted a lot with mud and we lifted a lot with foam. And one of the biggest differences that we found is that we had amazing results with mud. We could lift the concrete, no problem. We mixed our slurries right to where it would last for a very, very long time. But the one thing that people didn't like was the size of the holes that we drilled were about the size of a golf ball, maybe even just a little bit bigger than the size of a golf ball, compared to foam lifting, which is about the size of a dime. So when we're patching the holes, we would patch these holes, and people don't even see these holes, but people would always see these. No matter how good the job looked when we were done lifting it, they would still see these big patches. And we're very, very good at patching, and they would still see these and be like, man, I wish those holes could have been smaller. So when we started lifting with foam, people loved these little tiny 3/8 inch holes. So the hole that we drill is actually smaller than the size of a dime. So this looks pretty small compared to this already, but the hole that we use is actually smaller than the size of a dime. Also, another difference is that you can drive on it right away. Like our foam sets up so fast, it receives 90% of its strength in just 15 minutes, so it's ready to go. With mudjacking, you have to wait. You have to let it set, you have to let it cure, and let it get hard. Finally, the third biggest reason is that mudjacking is very, very heavy. It's using a cement mortar mixture or a grout, and that is very, very heavy. It's as heavy as concrete. So that extra weight underneath of your sidewalk can cause future settling more or easier than foam. Foam is very, very lightweight. And so we're not putting additional weight underneath of your driveway or your sidewalk. Those are probably the biggest areas. And finally, I think that the other biggest difference is really the technician that you get. That our technicians are very trained. We spend a lot of time training. We buy the very best products that we can possibly get to do the best, to have the best results, and the state-of-the-art equipment. That there's no equipment better than our equipment. And then the training. We receive the highest level of training from leaders in our industry that are very, very good at what they do. So it really comes down to technicians, their training, the equipment they have to use, but then also their desire to get it done. Concrete lifting is not easy. And so we come across a lot of hairy situations to where we're wondering, why isn't it lifting? A good technician will keep trying. We'll keep doing something different. We'll try a different angle, try a different hole, try a different way, try a different cut. We will keep trying until we get it right. So when we leave, if your concrete can be lifted, we're the guys to lift it. Because we're going to keep trying, and our system and our products and our training's the very best that the industry has to offer.